Tonight on KGW News, recycling for Ukraine. How collecting cans and bottles in Oregon can help with the relief efforts.
Plus, Portlanders have been paying the arts tax for 10 years now. So where has the money gone? But first, outrage over a high school assembly leads to a lawsuit and parents demanding accountability.
You failed our kids.
Your news starts now. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Laurel Porter.
And I'm David Molko, and we begin tonight with a high school student suing her district anonymously over allegations they essentially outed her as a victim of abuse at the hands of her boyfriend.
Alma McCarty joins us now. And Alma, this is a deeply sensitive and complex case, one that raises a lot of big questions.
Well, Laurel, David, parents, students, and board members expressed their disappointment, even outrage, after an assembly intended to spotlight mental health and share student stories last month. One video clip included in a presentation at Oregon City High School depicted one student admitting to physically and emotionally abusing a former girlfriend who was also a student at that very school.
Students marched out of Oregon City High School in protest of what they called a disturbing video. This walkout days after it aired during a virtual assembly in early February. No justice, no peace! Parents, equally distressed by the clip, took complaints to the school board.
The video shows a blurred out student confessing his assaults on his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend.
That ex-girlfriend, referred to as 18-year-old Jane Doe in these court documents, is now suing the school district. The senior demanding more than $832,000 for intentional infliction of emotional distress and invasion of privacy. The lawsuit alleges OCHS held a school-wide assembly February 2nd, which featured a male student, John Doe, videoed in silhouette, but without masking or altering his voice, confessing abuse and assault against his former girlfriend. The suit goes on to read, students immediately recognized the person in the video, and by extension, recognized the plaintiff. Jane Doe alleges the district acted negligently and with reckless disregard by broadcasting the video to more than 2,000 students and staff without her input or consent. The lawsuit also alleges that students sponsoring the assembly warned school administrators not to include it, but school staff overrode those objections. The lawsuit comes after the district already received a formal complaint. Last month, the interim superintendent confirmed an investigation into the assembly and video was underway.
They failed our kids.
Backlash against the district continues as several parents last week voiced demands at the latest school board meeting for more action and accountability.
The lack of transparency has made it seem that nothing is being done and no one is being held accountable for their lack of judgment. You talk about protecting people's identity, but that wasn't even for a thought for the kids that were aired in these videos.
KGW reached out to the district seeking a response to the allegations in the lawsuit, but has not yet received a response.
Worth noting, the principal of Oregon City High School resigned earlier this month. Carrie Wilhelm will leave OHCS at the end of the year, calling the past 3 years some of the most challenging and rewarding of her career in a note to parents. No word on whether her resignation is connected to the assembly or the lawsuit, but we'll keep you updated as we learn more.
A lot of concern from the community on this one, and understandably so. Thank you, Alma. Well, let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines. 2 men are in jail accused of shooting at police during a chase, and this is how it ended in Vancouver, with the truck they were driving smashed into a pole. Now, according to Clark County Sheriff's Office, the two first robbed the Coles in the Hazeldale Town Center Saturday. Then they stole a truck. Someone fired 2 rounds during the chase. Police recovered the gun. No one was hit. The driver lost control and crashed into a pole near East 33rd and Watson Avenue. Okay, we are less than an hour away from Oregon's emergency rental assistance program coming to a close. The program helped keep people housed during the pandemic. It was going to end last Monday, but was extended for another week after the state received another $16 million in federal funds. Since 2020, the program has paid out more than $300 million to nearly 46,000 households. And Blazers superstar Damian Lillard is going to miss the rest of the season. He's been out since New Year's Eve dealing with an injury to his core that caused chronic abdominal pain. Lillard underwent surgery in January. He's been recovering ever since. Meanwhile, The rest of the Blazers took on the Pistons today and won a bit of a squeaker in Detroit, 119-115, 4 points there. Portland's final regular season game is on April 10th.
New at 11, a reminder for those who have to pay Portland's arts tax. The deadline is fast approaching. The $35 tax approved by Portland voters in 2012 is due April 18th. Any adult living within Portland city limits who's earned at least $1,000 in the past year is required to pay the tax. After 10 years of arts tax, the city says it's collected $100 million. And here's where it's gone. Approximately 63% of the tax money has gone to schools, 26% to grants for local arts organizations, and 11% has gone to program administration. What does that mean in the classroom? Before the tax kicked in, the Portland School District had 31 elementary arts teachers. Now it has 100. The city says the tax has made sure every grade school student in Portland has the option of taking art, music, dance, or drama classes.
Well, a vote Tuesday will decide if a Yamhill County Commissioner will keep her job. This is the second recent recall effort for that area. You may remember the recall of 2 Newburgh school members, which failed. So this is the latest for the county commissioner, Lindsay Burschauer. A group called Save Yamhill County claims her policies have favored her own interests and her donors rather than taxpayers. They say this has cost the county millions of dollars. One example is a trail project that she blocked, saying it would infringe on farmers' land rights. Both sides say they've received attacks or threats. Here's a leader of the recall effort, followed by Commissioner Burschauer.
Posting the home address of our recall PAC director, Lynette Shaw, on her Facebook and telling people, go give her a piece of your mind. She has since received threatening letters at that address, death threats.
None of it's good, right? That we don't want to have that level of discourse. We should be able to have healthy political debates and be able to agree to disagree. So it's not something I support, but it does go both ways. And I will respond and I will stand up for myself.
The group Save Yamhill County says it's represented by independents, liberals, and conservatives, but Commissioner Burschauer, who is conservative, says this is a move by progressives to get her out of office.
Now to the war in Ukraine, where more than 8,000 people evacuated Ukraine Monday, 3,000 of them from the city of Mariupol. This comes as the Ukrainian government refused to give in to Russian demands of surrender in a strategic port town. Russia wants Ukraine to hand Mariupol over in exchange for safe passage for trapped civilians, but Ukraine is staying defiant.
There is no negotiation, there is no trust, there is no belief in Putin's goodwill. We can only fight and get what we need.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has hailed those who are fighting, saying, quote, resistance for Ukrainians is part of their soul. Oregonians can now donate their 10-cent redeemable bottles and cans to help Ukraine. It's part of a new effort by the Oregon Beverage Recycling Cooperative. They will also match your donations. Here's how it works. Take your redeemable containers to any redemption center and let them know you want your bottles and cans to support Ukraine. Or if you have a bottle drop account, you can donate your balance online. All donations will go towards Mercy Corps' Ukraine relief effort. You have until April 10th to donate.
And with 3.2 million refugees and counting, we've set up a special section on our website. Just text the word Ukraine to 503-226-5088 on your screen. We'll text you a link right back. All the ways you can help, plus today's big updates. That's all at kgw.com/Ukraine.